In this video, we'll show you how to use PowerSchool to check your child's grades here at Lurgio. To get to PowerSchool, you can go to the Lurgio webpage, and on the left-hand side, you should see a link for PowerSchool. When you get to the sign-in screen, students are going to log in with their ID number and their password that they use for all of their school accounts. For parents, you're going to use the username and password that you've set up to access your PowerSchool account. If by some chance you've forgotten, you want to use this forgot username and password link and retrieve that information for yourself. Once you're in, you'll notice up at the top you have the option to navigate between any of your children that are in the same account. And you also have a navigation bar that's over on the left-hand side that contains different information. We're going to start with the grades and attendance section, and we're going to start at the standard grades tab. This particular section is going to show you the overall grade for all the standards for every class. With classes here at Lurgio, we grade based on standards, so there's not one overall grade. The students will get a grade for each of the standards that are listed for a particular course. As standards are graded, more standards will appear in the standard grades tab. So if I want to go through and I want to check what assignments gave this work completion grade of a 4, I can click on it. It will open up a window and it will show me all the assignments and all of the grades for those particular assignments. One thing that's nice as well is look at the bottom to see any of the extra symbols that might be used to indicate if things were late, incomplete, or if something was exempt. Also, if there are any comments or descriptions, there will be links over on the right-hand side here for you to click on. In our grading here at Lurgio, any of our self-management grades, which is conduct, work completion, and engagement and preparedness, are graded on a 0 to 4 grade scale. Our other standards, such as progress assessments and our academic standards, are graded on a 100-point scale. Any student who receives below a 50% will display an NCY for that particular assignment. So once we've finished looking at the standard grades, again, as more things are graded, more standards will show up on the left-hand side for a class. I can also go to the grades and attendance screen. Now, the grades and attendance screen is an overview for all classes, for all terms, and all quarters. If there is an overall academic grade, you'll see the letter grade and the percentage listed. If there are no academic standards that have been graded yet, you may see just the letter I, and this is telling you that there may be more information. So if I click on the I, it's going to go through and it's going to show me that there were these assignments that have been given, these are the grades, and these were the dates that these grades were given. So I can go back, I can choose another section, and it will go through and it will list. The thing that's nice with this is that you can click on any of the topics or the titles of the column headings, and you can sort the items based on just by clicking on the title, which can help you organize things. The grades and attendance list of assignments will show every assignment for the class for the entire year. So usually sorting it by date due tends to give you the most recent stuff either at the top or at the bottom, depending on how you sort it. Another helpful piece of information or another helpful part of PowerSchool is this missing assignments section. So we're going to go through, just going to skip to another student, and we're going to go to missing assignments. So I can go through and I can choose for quarter 1, what missing assignments do I have? If I go to Y5, it's going to show me any assignments that I'm missing for the entire school year for every single course. That can be an overwhelming list. So usually using the quarters or the terms, quarters will tell you what's missing for assignments in your academic classes, and your terms will show you what's missing for any of your integrated arts classes. Grade history, this will go through and will show you information about historical grades from previous years that have been stored. Historical grades, again, you have information. This will only show stuff that is from, I believe, Lurgio. Attendance history, you can go through and it will show you how many days they're absent, present, excused, tardy. Email notification, over on the left-hand side, you have the option to receive summaries. I would suggest doing a summary of current grades and attendance, and I would probably get it maybe weekly. You don't want to get it every day because it can be overwhelming with the amount of emails that you're getting, and it may not be as helpful as you think. But getting it once a week and then logging in and having it be something that you can look at with your child can be very helpful. If you have additional email addresses that you want to receive these notifications, you can go ahead and you can put those in and separate it with a comma. You also, if you want to see what it looks like, you can check off whatever you want, click send now and hit submit, and it will send you that report. Teacher comments will go through and show any comments that are listed for any of the classes. Student reports, if you need a previous year's report card, these will be listed. For my schedule, this shows you what the current year's schedule is. Their weekly schedule, not very helpful because it really just shows daily attendance. This matrix schedule kind of shows you at a glance what it looks like. The way that this is listed doesn't mean that this student has pre-algebra block 1 every day. This is just a way that they put this in the schedule so that everybody gets the same classes, and then this kind of tells you the rotation order that they'll go to their integrated arts classes. School information gives you some school information. Also, another thing that's nice is this year's terms gives you the start and end dates of the quarters. Now, on occasion, these start and end dates may change slightly based on snow days and school cancellations, but for the most part, it's pretty close to when terms and quarters will end, and soon after that, grades are stored for you to know what the final quarter grade was. Demographic information just gives you what we have for the demographic information. Your school bulletin, this is going to show you any announcements that were given in the daily announcements. And you can also go through and you can look forward and backwards. Account preferences, you can go through and you can edit your username and password if you want to. Your account email if you want to. Just make sure anything that you change afterwards you click save. And then for students, if you have additional students, you would go through and add them. But in order to add your student, you will need the access ID and password from PowerSchool in order to do that. In many cases, you can call the Lurgio main office or the Lurgio guidance office, and one of our secretaries will help you out with that. The final thing down on the left-hand side is a district code, and you'll notice that you have an option to download an app. The PowerSchool app is a good way to do a quick check to see if things are missing and to see what grades were. However, it's not very good at organizing by standard what assignments go towards what standard. But in order to use the app, you will need that district code. So if you do decide to put the app on your phone, you will need this code. So hopefully this will help you in getting a better idea of what PowerSchool looks like for your students and how grades are displayed here at Lurgio.